Hi, my name's Sean Morgan, and today I'm going to talk about social anxiety. So, if you've watched my other videos, you've seen I've worked with depression, anxiety, panic disorder, relationship issues. Okay, we all work with things when we're growing through life and becoming independent people. And so, social anxiety, that's something that I've really had to work with because I've been introverted my whole life. Even though my parents put me on sports teams and gave me acting classes, I had every opportunity to gain social skills and exercise that kind of thing. I still made conscious choices growing up to be by myself, read books all day, play guitar by myself, and just avoid parties and different things where you learn how to be in a social environment. So why am I introverted? Well, people actually are genetically predisposed to either extroversion or introversion, but only to a certain degree. According to one study, it's like 38 to 50% is genetic, and so the rest of that is up to the environment, how you're conditioned, and the choices you make to expose yourself to certain social situations. So I'm highly predisposed to introversion. Carl Jung was the first person to introduce this personality theory, that people were either introverted, which he viewed as people that focus on what's inside our own minds, and extroverted people, which are people that focus on the outside environment. And so psychologists have continued to look at this and evolve the ideas and have kind of seen it more as like a continuum where people are both have an introverted side and an extroverted side, but they just dominate in one of them. And so, I mean, I have that. I'm being extroverted right now. I mean, I'm expressing myself freely. So I have an extroverted side to myself as well, but the introversion is really something that I believe actually causes a lot of mental illness. And there isn't a lot of scientific evidence of that very specifically, but there is scientific evidence that extroverted people are more predisposed to happiness. And there's also an anecdotal survey that a person that studied bipolar, and was with a group of bipolar people, did a survey, and 85% of them identified with introversion. So I personally believe that there's a connection between going inward rather than outward and a lack of social connections that can cause and continue mental illness. And so in my book, The Mastery of Change, and the workbook that's with it called Darkness to Daylight, I'm very, very intentional about making the social aspect a part of the challenge. The 30-day challenge has checkmark boxes of tasks or things to do that are challenging and hopefully fun as well. And so throughout the 30 days, especially in the latter part, there's increasing social challenges. And so you could say that this workbook is designed for people with social anxiety, or people that haven't exercised or focused on social skills. So why focus on these social skills? Social connections cause happiness. Social connections are so enriching. And people today that are introverted have more opportunity to go inward with technology, to focus on computers, to focus on their cell phone, pornography addiction, gaming addiction. It doesn't matter what it is. You can be by yourself and entertain yourself so much nowadays. And so it takes a real effort to go out and subject yourself to something that might seem painful at first. I mean, I wouldn't suggest necessarily that if you're introverted, you go out to the club tonight and you try to just make friends, because you're kind of setting yourself up for failure if that's where you're starting from zero to trying to make friends in the club. I would suggest that when you go for your daily walk, you say hi to everyone you see. Just that is a really great start. And when you build on that every day, making friends at the club is totally possible in 30 days. In fact, in the 30-day challenge, you every week go out more and more, and you're joining clubs and you're doing things in civic activities and volunteering and maybe joining a church group or taking classes, and you're just socializing more and more and more to the point where it's unavoidable to make friends because you're doing things you like with other people. And at the end of the 30 days, you invite your friends over to your house for a little get-together. You can call it a party or whatever, but that's a major accomplishment for someone that might be indoors all day right now, to actually host a party. And the other challenge that I set forth in Darkness to Daylight Challenge is for a person to focus on something that they want to share with someone else. So setting the time aside every day to work on something you care about, so that by the end of the 30 days, you can share that in a more formal version, such as Toastmasters, or performing a creative thing at an open mic, or sharing something at your get-together, or creating a YouTube video where you have to use all of these public speaking skills that you never did before. So I really encourage you to go to my website. It's masteryofchange.com, and you can get the free ebook there with a sample of the workbook. And feel free to email me and let me know what you think. And if you want some coaching on how to proceed with your personal challenges, just shoot me an email. I'd be happy to help.